The discovery of dozens of dead or starving animals on a farm owned by political heavyweight Modise continues to spark outrage and reaction. Modise has promised to cooperate with an investigation into the grisly discovery. The incident has also highlighted the way animals are treated on some farms. Joining us now on the line from Cape Town is journalist and animal activist Louise van der Merwe. Louise, good morning to you and thank you very much for your time. Based on what we've been told, Modise was out of touch with what was going on her farm for a period of about 2 weeks. We understand according to her, it wasn't a period longer than that. I mean, despite the fact that you very probably have not been to the farm, based on the reports that abound about what went on there, would you agree that the result, what we saw there, is the result of 2 weeks of neglect, or could it be more?
It could be more, but 2 weeks is enough. I mean, to create that kind of mayhem. But I think that it brings into sharp focus the generalized, all over commercial farming that of our entitlement, that we really see animals as what we're entitled to, their lives we're entitled to, and it's a demonstration of a prevailing mindset, not just in South Africa, around the world, that we are entitled to their lives, and really their sentience is not of any importance at all, if we even acknowledge it.
Would you say this is a fairly widespread practice around South Africa, though?
No. Starving animals is definitely not a widespread practice. But treating them as products, treating them with callous disregard, is widespread.
Louise, Modise wants her starving, or her surviving animals back. Would you say it would be wise for the SPCA to return them to her?
Definitely not. I mean, once you've shown yourself to be that disinterested in the well-being of your animals, I think that's a no-no for life.
Well, what sort of laws exist in this country to ensure livestock farms are monitored and regularly inspected? The laws in South Africa, the Animals Protection Act, is really excellent. You may not keep an animal in, for example, in inadequate space. You may not cause it unnecessary suffering. You may not maim it. I mean, those laws are flouted by commercial farming day in and day out. We took battery farming to court, for instance, in the 90s, and the prosecutor, the Attorney General, as he was called in those days, refused to prosecute. So when it comes to farmed animals, they somehow fall outside the law. But I think the NSPCA is to be very lauded for the stance they've taken. Louise, there was talk recently of the term free range being such a vague definition according to the law that many farms practice it quite differently. Animals are still treated with cruelty. Yes. Do these laws need tightening up, or is it the implementation of them that's a problem?
The implementation is what needs tightening up. All animals need their 5 freedoms. This is internationally recognized, that they have 5 freedoms that must be recognized and must be dealt with. So shall I tell you quickly the 5 freedoms?
Through
that would be freedom from pain, injury, and disease, freedom to express normal behavior, freedom from fear and distress, freedom from discomfort, freedom from thirst, hunger, and malnutrition. Those are the 5 freedoms acknowledged by the International Body for Animal Health, the OIE, as being a standard that have to be abided by. Sorry?
I mean, if I may come in there, I mean, things like battery farming, where there is limited space, where particularly chicken farms often keep animals in very, very restricted conditions.
Where they cannot exercise even one of their 5 freedoms.
Well, why isn't there a greater clampdown on this?
You know, in our latest Animal Voice, which is freely available on the website or in hard copy to anybody who wants it, we show the fact that we asked SAPA, South African Poultry Association, when can we expect a phase-out of battery cages, like in keeping with other places in the world. When? Because India is very up in arms about it, as just a country that isn't a first world, a third world country like that. And Kevin Lovell, the CEO of South African Poultry Association, said in an email very arrogantly, it wouldn't happen, so don't bother to ask.
Very interesting indeed. Let's leave it there. Louise van der Merwe is a journalist and animal activist. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
You deserve to know more.
eNCA.com